Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd. So the Golden State Warriors, of course, a dynasty, right? We seen that dynasty fall a little bit. Maybe the dynasty just took a hiatus this season because all of the injuries to Steph and, of course, Klay Thompson not playing all year. Then the departure of a Kevin Durant. That might set your franchise back just a little bit, just a tad, man. So obviously they had some good luck. They have the second overall draft pick in the upcoming draft. Now, for the Golden State Warriors, really drafting somebody with that second overall pick is last resort, right? That's like if we can't find nobody to get, we're going to then try to draft somebody with this second overall pick. For a team like Golden State, they're not trying to get a young player that they could kind of build around 10 years from now. They're trying to get somebody that they could help win a championship with in this next 3 to 5 years. That's basically all they're looking for. So right now, there's two guys that they're targeting. Two guys that they believe that they have a shot at. Not saying that it's guaranteed, but that they think they have a shot at with that second overall pick. The first one is Jrue Holiday. The second one is Bradley Beal. Two guys that they think could play alongside Steph and Klay, and of course, help them win a championship. But are those two guys realistic? Now, of course, you look at a player like Jrue Holiday, I think that's absolutely realistic because you look at where the Pelicans are and where the Warriors are. The Pelicans are still trying to acquire pieces. The Pelicans, yes, they are a team trying to compete for the playoffs, but they're not a championship contender. So if they could acquire more pieces to a player that they think they can win without, maybe they could get that second overall pick. He could then, boost the status, right, in terms of helping them win games for the future because you have a very, very young core, right? You have Lonzo Ball for as long as that may last with his decision to change agencies. But then, of course, you have Zion, right? Zion is going to be there for years to come. You have Brandon Ingram, who they're going to try to lock up, right? So you have some young guys. You bring in, the second overall pick, whether it's a Wiseman, whoever, right, they could realistically want. I think Anthony Edwards is probably the number one pick. So anybody after that they will want, you could bring in. Maybe that's not bad for the Pelicans, right? And maybe there is a situation where Golden State can land a Jrue Holiday who wants to win. And we know there's not too many better situations in the NBA than going and playing for Golden State. Now, when you look at Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards, this one's a little bit trickier, but this is something that's not out of the realm of possibilities, right? They signed Bradley Beal to the contract extension. Now, signing him to that extension also makes him more valuable in the trade market because teams know that if we trade for Bradley Beal, we got him. He's not going to just leave after one season. We have him. So that definitely does help. When you look at the Washington Wizards, man, it is a weird situation because the Wizards have always had talent. Well, more so, in the 2016-17 seasons, they've had an insane amount of talent. We haven't seen John Wall enough to know where he is, physically and where his game is. I'm a John Wall fan. I think he's a good point guard. But, of course, like I said, we just haven't seen him enough. So I can't judge him because we don't know what he's going to look like when he comes back. We do know he's getting $40+ million a year. So for another 2 seasons. You then have money tied up in the Bradley Beal. What else are you going to do with that roster that's going to let you compete for a title? And we've seen this now with Washington. They are a team that just competes for playoff spots. If they get into the playoffs, that's about the cap. That's about the ceiling for these Washington teams. And I think Washington also realizes if they want to get out of this rut and they want to truly try to rebuild, Bradley Beal is a piece that may have to go, even though they may not want to. Even though he is more valuable than a John Wall is going to be extremely, extremely tough to move with that contract. Nobody knows. The contract, he gets paid a lot of money. The injury history and how is he going to perform, we do not know. But we know what you're going to get from Bradley Beal. And he's younger on top of all of that. So those are two interesting names. Jrue Holiday, Bradley Beal. both I think could play alongside Steph and Clay. I mean, obviously, it doesn't take too much to play alongside those guys, but I think both help them in different ways. I think both teams, talking about the Pelicans and, of course, the Wizards, respectively, I think both of them have reasons as to why they can make this move and why they could try to go after that second overall pick and maybe try to get a little younger, maybe try to get some pieces to try to rebuild a round. So it definitely makes sense. It'll be interesting. We know, of course, the NBA draft did get pushed back as they're trying to figure out how they're going to run this weird offseason and very condensed offseason. So hopefully we start hearing some more in the next month as to, what is really on the minds of the Warriors. But I fully expect them to trade that second overall pick unless they just can't. And I think that's the last resort. Like, they just can't get nothing back. So they're going to go ahead and get somebody in the draft, man. But you guys let me know. Do you like Jrue Holiday or Bradley Beal playing for the Warriors? Do you think it will happen? And if so, who would you prefer to go to Golden State? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.